Hi, and welcome back again to the second part of the tutorial. You've already seen how we've done the one nail. I'm going to go in now and do all four to show you how to use them. I'm just going to leave that there so we can get some advertising in. Am I in the camera? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what am I doing, folks?
You're removing shine from the nail and removing that thin layer of skin.
Correct, pterygium. It's a big word, I know, but it's critical that that goes. So I'm going to do all of the nails at the same time with the same steps. So when I originally did this one, I did all the steps on the one nail. That will take you a lifetime to do all of your nails that way. So we're going to keep up by doing each step thoroughly at the same time for each fingernail.
And just to confirm, how much pressure are you using when you do that, Cheryl?
Thanks. I'm hardly using any. Does it look like I'm using a lot?
No, it doesn't, but sometimes the camera can be deceiving.
Yeah, well, it looks like I'm pushing hard, but I'm not. This is the back of your nail bed. This is the root of your nail, and that's where all the damage is caused. You know how you can get ridges growing out your nail? Mm-hmm. It's done by banging it back here. So you don't want to be rough back there. You want to be really soft and gentle. And I thought I saw a piece of red there.
So again, if we don't get that thin layer of
pterygium
off, our product won't stick.
Well, it will stick, but it'll just lift faster. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a big thing. And then again, I'm removing the shine. We don't want to have shine on the nail because the product also doesn't like shine because it's slippery. It's, you know, the other thing is not just the back we have to be conscious of, but the edges and the sides as well, because our skin is there and it lifts, and we want to make sure that we've got that all looked after and taken care of and out of the way. Next step,
you're going to cleanse the nail.
Yep, and dehydrate it, and this takes all the dust off.
What happens if dust is left on the nail, Cheryl?
Good question. If dust is left on the nail and you put your gel over top of it, it's going to make that lump 5 times bigger than it actually is. So you have to really be careful that they don't get any. If you do, give it a quick buff down and then go back and put another coat over top, because the gel on the nail will definitely cause it to feel and look ugly.
Okay.
So again, a tiny little scoop of one step. I'm taking a little more than I did for that nail because my nail is bigger.
Now you take a scoop as opposed to dipping the nail to the tip of the nail brush in?
For sure. You don't want to plunge.
Okay.
It makes a mess. It causes air bubbles. It gets on both sides of the brush, and it just is messy. So a tiny, tiny little scoop is all you need. And again, just pull it right off the edge. Now the first coat, I like to make sure that I even turn my brush sideways and just get right to the edges. The second coat, I keep it more flat and I don't stroke as much on the second coat, because this is the one I want to make sure that I've got all my product on. It's the most important.
That looks like a really, really thin coat.
Yeah, I like to do more thin coats than one big thick coat for several reasons. One being it's self-leveling, and if you put it on too thick, it's all going to run from the middle down the sides and into the cuticle, which you don't want. And it's curing better when it's 2 thin coats instead of 1 thin or 1 thick, and you have more control over your product.
So before you put your hand in the light, what if I notice that some has gone off to the side wall of the nail?
Okay, if it does, just take your stick and clear it out, and then just wipe your stick off, go back. So now is the time to get rid of all that.
So really, you should do that every time before you put your hand in the light.
It's a good idea too. Yeah, it's a good practice to do that. So now they're being cured for 2 minutes, and the UV light cures the gel. It also cures the pot of product. If this was in front of the light, I don't know if I'm in the camera with that, am I? Yeah. If this cures inside the front of the light, the whole pot will cure and you'll waste your whole pot of gel. So that and the brush need to stay out of the light. Okay, so our 2 minutes are up and we've done our first coat. Coming back in to apply the second coat. And again, it's going straight off the edge.
That looks a little thicker, that coat, Cheryl? Or
No,
is
it just, yeah, it just looks thicker because there's a product on underneath it. But it's the same amount. It slides better because the dispersion film that was left on the nail from the first application is still there, and it's providing slip.
So it's just really important to remember that after you cure and you have that dispersion film on there, it is fully cured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but it will feel sticky.
Okay.
And it should be on for the second coat as well. So let's just see. Oopsie. I see that I have a little bit on that edge.
Cheryl, I have a question.
Sure.
So if I cure that first layer of gel, and then I take it out, and for some reason I have an emergency, and I have to stop, and I quickly wipe that dispersion film off and go do what I need to do and come back, can I just go ahead and apply the product on the clean gel surface?
I would clean it first with your prep and dehydrate it, and then you can go back and do that.
You don't have to buff it?
Not usually.
Okay.
No, I mean you can, but the product is on so thin that you probably end up buffing it all off anyway, so you might as well just go ahead and put it over top.
Okay.
It helps with slip, but you can put it over top. Because this one step has a bonding agent in it, you're safe to do that.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, so that's my 2 minutes. And now I'm nice and shiny. And this is the step where I take my
Lint-free wipe
and my
gel cleaner. There's a test.
I know, we have fun making videos. Always good habit is to put your lid on as soon as you're done, because things get knocked over real easy. As you saw me fumble with my stick earlier, I could have just knocked something over and it's a mess. So always make it a good habit to put your lids on. Now as I'm wiping 4 nails, I'm changing the placement on my pad, because what happens a lot of time is people come in and they'll use it on that one and that one and that one and that one, and by the time they're done they're like, oh, it's still so sticky. And it's because you've taken the film off, taken some of that off, and now both of those are on the pad. And then you go here and there's nothing to come off because you're actually putting more on, and by the time you get to this one it's all sticky and you can't get any off. So make good use of your pad. You don't need to just use the one spot on it. Use everywhere, flip it over, use the sides, do whatever, and that will take all the film off. So there I am, I'm done. Now if there was any bumps, which I don't have on them, any lint that Susan had mentioned earlier, or any dust or anything, you could feel it at this stage. I don't feel any, but if there was, I would take my cube and just gently take it away. Again, you want to either use your dust brush and brush it really, really well to take that off, or you can take your pad with your cleaner and wipe it, make sure it's completely dry or the gel won't stay on, and go over with another top gloss. And I'm going to now go into doing my nail. I'll show you. I've left some powder there. I did prep this off camera. So scrub out anything you can of the dust.
Cheryl, one thing I notice people do sometimes when they are trying to remove dust off their nails is that they blow on their nail.
Oh, good point. Number 1 rule. Absolutely the number 1 rule. No blowing on your nail.
Why?
Well, the reason for that is, firstly, your breath has moisture in it, and you've just done everything you can to get the moisture off. And how you can prove that fact is when you go to clean your glasses or you go to clean your mirror, what do? And you blow on it. And that just shows how much moisture is actually in your breath. So you really don't want to put moisture on the nail, and you don't want to contaminate the nail with anything. So you want to make sure that it's just clear. Use your brush, use your cleanser, and really give it a good scrub. Keep it clean and keep it dry. And
How
you
long
won't
do
get
you have
infection.
to wait from the time you put your Agent B on, which I saw that you just put on, before I can apply my gel?
Till it gets like this.
So it kind of looks chalky.
It looks
Okay.
chalky and it looks dry, and it's good to go.
Okay.
You don't want to put it on when it's wet. So again,
So that looked like you had a fair bit more gel
yeah,
on
I
that one.
have a big thumbnail.
Is it easy enough to add more gel
When?
if you don't have quite enough there?
Oh, you mean at this point, if I wouldn't have taken so much? Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a good time to do that.
It's just better not to.
You know, you'll play with it and find your way. You'll know, I've been doing this a little while, I kind of know how much to take out on my brush. When you are doing your thumbs, okay, I'm just going to show you like this. When you do this, your thumb is sideways. So what happens is self-leveling gel will all run, puddle up down here, and there won't be enough up there. Or what's going to happen is if it doesn't run, because you put on a nice thin coat, the top of your nail will cure, but the bottom is in a shadow and it won't cure. So that's why we recommend turning it like this and into the light. And you can grip the light underneath, which keeps your nail flat. So that's what we're doing, and it's good to do both thumbs at the same time for time saving.
So
And
4
in it
fingers
goes.
and then the thumbs.
4 fingers, 2 thumbs.
Okay.
Or 8 fingers if you want to do all 8 at the time and put them in side by each. You can obviously tell I did mine separately. And this goes in for 2 minutes. Okay, my 2 minutes are up. Off goes the light. Back in to put some product onto my thumb. Now I am holding my thumb at this angle for purposes of the camera only. I would never paint my thumb this way. So if you need to, put it down like this and come at it this way so you can see it. Hold it like this so you can see it. Whatever's going to work for you so that you can do the best job possible. You don't have to hold it in this position. I'm only doing this so that it fits in with the camera. Okay, good to go. 2 more minutes in the light and we're done. Okay, and my 2 minutes are up. I'm out of the penalty box and ready to, they go to penalty box for 2 minutes in hockey, don't they? I don't even know. I don't watch
Depending on
hockey.
your infraction.
Okay, I'm a football girl. I don't watch hockey. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Anyway, if any hockey player wives are out there, I'm sorry. I'll start watching hockey. Anyway, I'm done. I've just wiped it. It's clean and shiny, and they are all done. And that is how fast and easy and simple it is to get nailed at home. We're done. I'm going to come back with another tutorial and make my hands match, and I will be ready for Christmas because it is December and these are my holiday nails. So, signing off, I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Susan.
And we're saying goodbye.
Bye-bye.